Good morning, everyone. I'm back up north at my bonsai oasis. Today, a little more organizing in the shed. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited. Now, because I get so excited about getting up to Bonsai Acres, I often don't do the one thing I would like to do more often. And that's before I dig into the unloading of the car and getting to work somewhere on this or that, to just go walk around the property. And so now with the trails in place, we're kicking off this episode with a little Shinrin Yoku. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving, and I'm wrapping up a Shinrin Yoku to kick off my morning up here. Drove up early this morning, and one of the struggles I'm having, y'all, is sleeping as I get closer to the weekends. Now, I went out with some friends after work just last night, and I got home at a reasonable time, and I was in bed reading before 9 p.m. on a Friday night. But I woke up at 3 and I just couldn't fall back asleep. So the struggle I continue to have is turning the brain off. Now, y'all jokingly call me the hardest working man in bonsai, and though I appreciate the recognition of the efforts I'm putting up here at Bonsai Acres with my bonsai elsewhere and all the projects I do, you know, I have to learn to modify my thinking on the place, and I have to get some sleep. But here we are. It is the weekend before Thanksgiving and another decent weekend. 50s in the metro. We're at about 42 right now up at Bonsai Acres. And I have checked down the cold frame real quick to see if everything's going good there, and it is. And just a nice walk this morning. And you know, every time I'm here, I still find some things new. I'm sure that's going to happen for a couple more years, but check this out. So as I'm on my Shinrin Yoku walk, I notice the glisten of some metal that's going straight up and down next to a tree, close to another thing that's in the ground that I'll get up someday, but I just haven't worried about it. And I went over to check it out, and lo and behold, it is an old-fashioned push mowing thing, and the handle is actually reconstructed with a piece of a limb from a tree for the handlebar, broken in half already, and the bar was bent, and there's dirt in the blades. The tires are in tough shape, but I have not seen that in my over a year and a half, almost 2 years of being up here. It's just amazing what well, crap is up here on the property that when it's colder and all the green blooms are done, you know, the foliage is gone, what you see up here. And there are a couple of piles of crap that we have to continue to work on throughout the course of making this what I want it to be for Bonsai Acres, for when y'all come up and you don't have to look at some of that stuff. So I'm gonna sit here and just enjoy the trees, enjoy the wind through some of the pines close by, and we'll get to working on the shed. Gonna organize just a little bit more because I have a special new arrival coming very, very soon. And what will it be? Hey, write it down in the comment. What is Dave gonna bring up to Bonsai Acres next? Put it in the comments, see what y'all get. We'll get some wagers going on that. And we'll see what comes of the new toy, the new piece of equipment, the new thing to make my life in creating Bonsai Acres a lot easier. And boy, does that sunshine on my face right now feel absolutely amazing. Every time you sit and just be quiet for a little bit, this reminds me of my hunting days in the woods with my dad, up in the deer stand. Bow and arrow deer hunters for a couple of years, haven't done it for decades. And you sit in the woods and you hear this movement. And of course, when you're a hunter, you're just hoping to goodness that it's a deer or whatever you're hunting. And so as I stopped talking there, yeah, a little bit of leaves rustling over there, a bigger one over there. 99 times out of 100, it's a squirrel. And because I'm talking and being pretty loud, it's probably not going to be a deer sneaking up on me, but it still gets the pumping heart. The heart still races, and it's still pretty exciting. Always, always excited to see nature and the animals amongst the woods. And just so you all know, I do sit down once in a while, and I enjoy what I've got. And I think that's a lesson that I've repeated a lot in my show here. We have to take the time to appreciate what we do have, you know. Stop and smell the roses, right? As I took my Shinrin Yoku today, oftentimes when I have to go retrieve the camera when I'm making these for you, walking the other way is always a good thing, right? If you've ever been on a hike, remember to turn around once in a while. Stop, look the other direction. And if it's not a loop trail, you will see it on your way back. But go the other way sometimes. It's always good to get the different perspectives, and it's just amazing what you see that you just hadn't seen for so long. Balance, getting some balance in our lives. So, yeah, we need some oil. The big door has a little bit of big cracks on this side where it doesn't close so tight. When I do close it, it does go onto this latch. And I do have this emergency strap. I don't have a doorknob in here, so I just lift this up and it unlatches it so I don't get stuck in here. If you don't hear from me for a couple of weeks, call my family and tell them I'm in the cold frame. So that's working really, really well. And I got some weather stripping up all the way around here. Got just kind of the rubbery, gray. There's all kinds of varieties. And so this side is really nice and tight, and the roof is pretty tight on the door here, the top of the door. But this is a little sketchy right here. So really, I got a nice tight squeeze now, good enough for the door. This will get a little bit of airflow. Now remember, this is in a shed, not outside in the elements, so no wind. It's not gonna be huge drafts, but it will be colder out here when the polar vortexes come in. than here. So what I'm going to do is probably just put another thick strip of something down here, likely on this trim board right here. I think I'm just going to put a strip of the pink stuff right here, and it's going to be butt up right against the door when it's closed. So I'll make it so when it closes, it touches that, and that should get most of the air from seeping through. You know, just enough where I'm okay with that, right? And if I put it a little bit too close to the door, styrofoam on that end, styrofoam on this end, squeeze a little bit, force it shut, it should be okay. I just want to make it too tight so I can't, you know, do my little trap door here. That would be a major bummer. So that's all done. Now we can clean the rest of the shed. Okay, whoo! Now it's cold, so it's not quite as stinky as it usually is, but haven't seen Porter, the porcupine, for quite a while. There was one summer visit, but this whole side now, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, the 1/5, or maybe 2/6, yeah, 1/3 or so, is done with the aggressive poop droppings. So we've got some pots up there, some more trays and training pots here. Those are nursery pots. We're going to move all those and those over. Yeah, we're cleaning up the shed. We're making some good progress so far. It's a little after 1 o'clock on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The sun is shining and I'm inside the shed wrapping up the cleanup. I've got all the wood kind of on different shelves for different thicknesses and styles of wood. I've got all the nursery style pots over here and the bonsai pots right here. A couple of miscellaneous bins that are some empty, some full. Flipped over a couple of my, my cabinety things that'll be used later. And I've got some space in here now that's pretty open. But what is it for? You're going to have to wait for the next one on that. But we're going to head outside now into the sun, take advantage of this beautiful Saturday afternoon, and let's go put some chicken wire with a couple of stakes in the ground and see how many trees we can protect from the deer. I wasn't going to put any on, but I have the time. It's a beautiful Thursday. The ground's not frozen. Hey, why don't we protect a few trees? I'm standing on what will eventually be the front entry to my house, my cabin. The footings are right in front of me, and then there'll be an 8-foot deck going out that way. So in order for the cabin to sit right here and face this way, I was going to get rid of all this brush next spring in preparation for, breaking ground, or well, digging more holes, because I've already started, to get the cabin going. It's such a beautiful day today in late November that let's start breaking some twigs down now. If I get a hot enough fire going later on, I'll be able to burn a lot of this. A lot of little trees in here that could be, future bonsai, but there are so many trees on the property, and this is probably where I'll be staging all my wood. Things are just going to get trampled on anyway. I was thinking about using my chainsaw this weekend, but I haven't fixed the blade yet. The blade, the guy at the hardware store told me that there's the illusion of chains stretching, but they really don't stretch. But that's weird because my chain just won't stay taut anymore. And I have the blade all the way out, but it won't work. So I need one less link on my chain, and I think it'll be fine. So we're gonna use this saw instead. This will be harder. I'll definitely break a sweat, but needs to be done. The wind can't make up its mind. It was really calm here for a bit, and all of a sudden, as soon as I started the fire, we're getting a little bit of a breeze. And it's pretty dry up here, so I have to be super careful. Watch where the sparks go. Good day up at Bonsai Acres. Was able to clear out some small trees in front of what will be the cabin, clean up the shed. A little weather stripping around the cold frame door, some Shinrin Yoku. Sun is going down in the western sky, slow but sure, really early. Sunset's 4:20 something tonight. That's just ridiculous. But this is pretty miraculous, the 22nd of November, and I'm at a bonfire at Bonsai Acres. Okay, it's a bonfire, I know. Any progress is good progress. I feel good every time I come up here. Get a good night's sleep and head home in the morning. As I stated earlier, trying to get sleep is one of the hardest things for me to do as I think about what's to come up here at Bonsai Acres. As winter settles in less than 4 weeks now, it's going to be a long winter because I want to come up here and do stuff. But I'll check the trees, I'll walk the property. It's so quiet and peaceful in the winter up north that, yeah, we'll stay active and get up here as much as possible. Next year we'll kick it off and get a whole lot done. Until soon. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited.